You guys remember how that fancy event in Ottawa full of some of Canada's most powerful people kicked out South African-Canadian author Kagiso Lesego Molope because she had the audacity to remind this room full of people with the power to do something about it that children are starving in Gaza? Well, 3 weeks later, the group that benefits from the funds raised at this event have finally put out a statement, and it's a doozy. This comes after they ignored 15 emails from me over the last 2 weeks, as well as voicemails, calls, and more. Maybe it's because through getting in touch with anonymous sources who attended the event, I confirmed that one of the most vocal hecklers who yelled at Kagiso as she spoke is on the event's organizing committee. I also confirmed that the hecklers, though I couldn't say who said what, yelled things like, "Hamas caused it," "fuck you," and "fuck you fascist." All of that was yelled at an author who was just reminding them, as they were about to eat a very fancy meal, that children are starving in Gaza. And she asked them what they'll say in the future when they're asked, "What did you do with your power?" Now, in this statement, the Writers' Trust finally, weeks later, apologized to Kagiso, but then they scurried away from any actual accountability. They say they didn't ask for Molope to be removed from the venue, and the event organizers also told them that they didn't ask for her to leave either. Wow, that's so weird when you consider that a Hill Times journalist has a recording of an event organizer leading security to the stage. Kagiso herself also attested to the fact that as she was gathering her stuff to leave, an event organizer spoke to security who then turned to her and hurried her along. The statement also leaves out one very important part. I confirmed that Dan Mater from the organizing committee was one of the most vocal hecklers. I've asked repeatedly if he's still on the organizing committee, and they won't answer me. They also did not touch on that in their statement, ignoring the fact that an organizer of this political event yelled at an invited guest because she had the audacity to speak about children in Gaza. He's still listed as a member of the committee today. I also asked Kagiso for her thoughts on this statement. She said, "Well-fed adults took 3 weeks and 7 paragraphs to say it's not our fault. Imagine what 3 weeks and 7 paragraphs of pushing for a ceasefire could mean for malnutrition children. The waste of resources is infuriating for those of us trying to effect change." Writers' Trust released this statement the day after Israel bombed a camp where Palestinians were seeking refuge in Rafah. So when it comes to the question Kagiso asked that room, "What did you do with your power?" I think we know the Writers' Trust's answer. What do you think of all this?